How do you renew your French long-term visa? Hey, this is Jason with Baguette Bound. In this video, we're going to look at when you renew, when do you do it, what documents you need, and how you complete the renewal process. It's going to be a little long, might be a little dry, but if you're in that process or you're trying to get ahead, hopefully this video can help you. Okay, so first up, when do we do it? You can apply for renewal 2 to 4 months before the expiry date on your card. You can see the expiry date on the front of your residence card or on your initial visa if this is the first time you're renewing and you haven't received your first actual residence card yet. The actual process is done online. For most visas, it's completely done online. It's fairly quick once you have your documents and ready to go, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. This video will probably be longer than it will take you to do it. After you complete the process online, it may take several months to get your card, so don't wait right before your card expires to start and kick off this renewal. Okay, so what do you need to do this? Everything will be digital. You need digital versions of all your documents because you're going to upload them into the portal and process them from there. So you're going to need personal information, housing, medical information, medical insurance, and proof of resources. So first up on that list, personal information. You'll need your current visa or your titre de séjour. You'll need your passport, showing both your picture and the expiry dates on your passport. You will need a passport of your spouse if you're married. Again, that same image and expiry dates for the passport. And you'll need a photo. You'll need a photo, an e-photo actually. So this you can go to any of the photo booths around France where you can get an e-photo document. We'll get you your pictures as well as a long string of numbers that you'll be able to use to upload those into the application. Okay, so that's your personal information. For housing, you can use a variety of documents to show your address. It could be a rental agreement, it could be a tax statement, it could be utility bills showing your name and address. Think gas, water, electric, internet, even a mobile bill will work. If you're in a hotel or staying in someone else's private home, an attestation from the owner with the dates that you're scheduled to live there. If it's a hotel or something you're paying for, you'll include an invoice. If it's someone else's house that they own, you'll need identity for them, either their identity card or their residence permit, so that they know that they are the owners of the home. Next up, you'll need proof of health insurance, something that's valid and will be valid going forward. If you're here in this process and you're renewing, you've been here for a while, you probably should be on the French public health insurance. So you'll just grab the attestation of rights off the French website with your name on it and upload that. Yeah, you can use private coverage as well, but if you've been here that long, you should have French public insurance. For resources, so proof of resources, financial resources. If you're salaried, you can upload 3 pay stubs, your 3 most recent pay stubs at the time you process it. If you're not salaried and not working and not getting pay stubs, you could include financial documents showing the resources for the year coming forward. Things like a bank statement or a bank account. You could include pension accounts or contracts showing that you're receiving fixed income from a rental property or some other source that's like a contract-based flow of funds. All of those can work. Keep in mind that you're in France, so things in French and things in euros are going to be really valuable. If you have the opportunity to show euro-based accounts, that's what you want to do. If your business is linked to, if your visa is linked to a business of some kind, you want to show the revenues that your business is earning. This will be a requirement to get this renewal. So think things like tax returns or maybe your monthly contributions for social charges. These can be good evidence to show the income coming in. Audited financial statements could possibly work too. If this is, this is going to feel really similar maybe to your initial visa application, these same types of financial support that you used. Like I said earlier, having euro-based accounts or euro source of funds is a really good idea. You've been here a while, you'll probably have a French bank or a euro-denominated account at this point. If this is your first renewal, you'll have a few additional documents to include this first time. When you validated your visa, you should have gotten a confirmation document that shows you validated your visa. You're going to want to upload that, showing that you've done this. You're going to want to include your medical visit. When you went to the OFI medical visit, you had a piece of paper with a stamp and a date on it. That document you're going to want to keep forever. You're going to use it over and over and over. But this is one opportunity where you'll need to upload that into the system. Additionally, some visas will require you that first year to go to in-person language or culture courses. And if so, you'll have gotten a piece of paper, a form, that will have verified that you were there. So you'll upload those documents as well to show you've attended all the courses. So that's it. You have kind of all your documents and you're ready to proceed into the website to kick off your renewal process. Some of those things, due to delays, some of the appointments that you have to go to, courses or classes, it's possible that you're getting to the renewal period and you have not completed them. It's up to you to try to get that done as quickly as possible. When it's outside of your control, gather the evidence you need to show that you're doing this, you're in the process of doing this, you have things scheduled, or something is out of your control. All those are kind of unique one-offs, so think through what documents you have or reach out and search for documents to show that you are taking care of this even though it's not done yet. Okay, so this whole thing is going to be done online. We are going to go back to the Foreigners in France web portal, which is often referred to as ANEF, A-N-E-F. This is the digital portal for immigrants in France, and you will have used this site in the past to validate your visa right after you arrived. So make sure you have validated. That's a requirement in order to be able to renew in the future. So let's jump in. So here's that site, the Foreigners in France, Étrangers en France site. And you can flip down. There's a drop down that allows you to switch between English and French. It doesn't always work very well. You can see some of those things updating and some are not. No tips there, just play with the site. So here we're logged in. We're logged into the site. We are coming into applying or renewing for my residence permit. That's going to be the button you are clicking on in order to renew. So we'll click there. The first thing that pops up grabs your attention. Hey, it's important information. A relatively new process. Now you have to print out a contract. There's a link there that you can go to. And it brings up another page that says the contract of commitment to the principles of the Republic. So you're going to grab that document. Here it is. So there's 7 principles. It's a contract you're signing to and agreeing for. It's in French. Feel free to read it in French or translate it using your phone or a document browser. Print it out, sign it, date it, re-upload it back into the computer. So I'm doing an application for myself. And I am looking for a renewal of my residence permit there. And there's a few other options there you can see on the screen. Again, partly in French, partly in English. A few other types of residence permits that would follow a similar path, but we are modeling a visitor permit here this time. As soon as you go in, it shows you the 6 steps. These are the 6 steps we're going to go through the process. We'll go through each of those. Number 1, the personal information should already be preloaded. If it's not, you'll have the opportunity to add additional information or correct it. It's all the information that's in your ANEF account that you've logged into here. Number 2, the purpose of your stay. It's a little misleading. It's asking you to make some statements about your stay. You have to choose them or you can't advance. Don't worry about that one. It's not too hard. Number 3, the financial resources. You're going to be asked to provide the types of resources and the amount of resources that you're going to be supplying evidence for. And then on page 4, you're going to provide evidence of those financial resources as well as all the other documents we talked about a few minutes ago. You'll upload those in section 4. Okay, so let's proceed forward. So one thing we see on this page 2 is it's telling us we have file size limits, 10 megabytes. So if you've got an exceedingly large file, you may need to shrink it or try to break it up into multiple files. And at the bottom, it talks about e-photos, and it gives you a link if you're not sure where a photo booth is, an official photo booth where you can get official documents. It gives you, there's an app where you can type in your address or postal code. These types of places are everywhere. The map will show you, but they don't all show up on the map. Here I am at the grocery store, getting my picture And yeah, it was easy. So this is a good example. See here when we've advanced to page 1 now, our personal information. So it starts kind of with your civil status. It's all your basic info. You can see all the NAs and not applicables. The screen says empty there. So that tells me something is wrong with this page. It should come pre-filled with some information in it, and you should have the ability to override the information that's not there. So this looks like an error. If you run into this situation, kind of toggle the translations that you have going on in the browser or up in the drop-down. If that doesn't fix it, just log out, come back in again. This should all your basic information. If something feels weird about it, or you're getting symbols or strange text in the boxes, back out, start over. You haven't advanced too far. You can just quit it and then come back. Okay, so we're going to log out real quick and jump back in. Okay, so we're back in now, and yeah, there's all of these come pre-filled. If they don't have the right information pre-filled, you can update them. You can expand, blow up all these windows, and move on to section 2, the purpose of your stay. Purpose of your stay sounds kind of grand, like you've got to do a lot of thinking here, but you don't. There's a few boxes that you need to read. You need to make statements swearing on your honor that these statements are true or false, and so do make sure you understand them. Here we can look at them together in English. So polygamy, professional activity, and there can be criminal penalties if you make false statements. And then you've got to attest that you have health insurance, but we'll show evidence of that in a minute. So all of these you have to check. But section 3, your resources. It does, so here we are now, section 3 of our financial resources back at the guide at the beginning. We're coming in, it shows an amount. It must be at least $615. That may not apply to you. That's the minimum amount for anybody using this form. Certain visas have very low limits. Yours may have a higher one. Typically, probably for most people watching on the long stay visitor visas, it is a kind of something closer to the French minimum wage, which is much higher than $615 a month, and that changes every year. So don't necessarily go by that amount. You want to include as much as possible in here to make your case that you have the resources necessary. It gives you several different options, types of resources, types of accounts. And again, we've got a translation bug here where I selected bank account and it showed up empty. We'll toggle back and try again in French. And there's compte bancaire, our bank account. If you've got more than one type of resource, you can add additional ones, clicking the button. You can just keep going, choosing different selections in the drop-down. You'll type the amount in the box per month. If it's a total amount, you can type in a monthly amount, divide it by 12, provide an explanation at the end. There's a free text box. You can explain the logic you used to come up with your monthly amount. If you have a total cash bucket to divide by. If you add additional ones and you don't want them, you can delete them out too. So those are your resources. These do need to match the support that you're providing on the next page. So as you're doing this page, think about what kind of documents you're going to have. So looking at our summary sheet here again, we're coming into section 4 now to provide all of our supporting documents. Section 4 is broken up into a couple different sections with drop-downs. You can open them up to see the links to attach documents. The first one at the top is your residence permit. The next one down is your passport. This is fairly straightforward. You're grabbing the document, you're loading it, you'll see it, you'll get a check mark, you'll see that it is successfully loaded in there. The residence section, again, your proof of housing, check mark, it's good, it's loaded. And here I'm loading 2 documents, so it's possible to load 2. If you make a mistake and load something in the wrong spot, you can delete it out and remove it. Do remember that this is the section here, this resource section. This is where you want to add that contract that we saw at the beginning, that window, the important window that popped up and alerted us that we'll need to add our document in later. So stick that in there, in that section. Our motive of our journey, it's a little confusingly titled here, but it is looking for insurance, health insurance, assurance maladie is your health insurance support. And then at the bottom, the last item is your resources. So these are your financial resources, providing proof for all the things you listed on the previous page. And again, you can attach multiple files if you need to. So this one I skipped over the photograph. So once you get your photo, your e-photo, you're gonna have a long series of numbers on your picture that you got printed out of the machine. Here's me today getting mine. You gotta choose the e-photo option, get your photo, wait a few moments, pay a few euros. You get your number when the pictures print out, and you come back here, type in the number that's on the document, confirm it, make sure you've typed in everything correctly, and finalize it. Okay, so we're advancing now to section 5. We're done with all of our documents, and going back to the summary at the beginning, it shows section 5 is the summary. So we're going to be having a summary of everything we've done before in sections 1 through 4. And this page gives you a chance to review everything that's been entered. Your personal information, the purpose of your stay, your resources, and all the documents that you've added. You have to go through each one individually. You can open up the collapsed windows, check all the information. If it looks incorrect, hit edit, go back and fix it. If it looks okay, check the blue button, click on that, and it will close up the first one and open up the second one, so you can look at your responses there to number 2. And you go through each section, just verifying that each section has the correct data, the correct documents, all the correct information. If something's wrong, hit edit, go back, fix it, and come back to this summary page. You can see all the individual files, the names of the files, verify that everything's slotted in the correct spot. Down at the bottom, there's a comment section, so you can provide written comments about individual files, about your case. If you think something needs an explanation, there's a chance to give it so that the person has a chance to take that in when they're reviewing. Do write it in French. Okay, you hit the confirmation button at the end and you've submitted it. So that was your chance to review everything, and now you've submitted your renewal request to the French government. They have it in their hands and they will begin the review process. You'll get an email as well showing that you've made the demand. It'll have a PDF attached to it showing all the information that you submitted, your renewal file. You can download that renewal statement in this little blue box right here, and you can save that off if you want to. That's it. You have completed the process. Now you kind of sit back and wait. For most people, there's kind of nothing to do now but wait. You can log back into the system and track the progress of your request. You'll see a little image. It looks something like this. Often it gets stuck kind of in the first section, and then it rapidly advances through the end. Some types of visas that are linked to specific investments or new business or unique projects, after you do this process online and you've sent everything, you may receive a request to come down to the prefecture for a sit-down analysis of your file. This is an opportunity for you to present a fuller, more complete picture of your project or your business or your revenues for the officials who are going to be considering your case when they get to your file. This invitation will come through the portal and you'll get an email to set this time up. Stay calm, not that bad. You can do this. It's your opportunity to make your case. If you have submitted everything and you're waiting and you're getting close to the actual expiry date on your card and your renewal hasn't been approved or denied, you should still be able to receive a message and a temporary extension. You'll get an email, something in your file in the UNF portal, a PDF document showing that they're working on it, your card has been temporarily extended to a date in the future. You can print that out, keep it with you, keep it with your visa or your residence permit to show that you've got some additional time. And that's a good sign, at least, that they're continuing to work on it and the process is moving along. It's also possible in this interim period while you're waiting that you receive a message through the portal and through an email requesting more information for your file or some type of clarification on what you've already submitted. This is okay, don't worry. You can log back into the portal, upload new documents, write text, get rid of documents that maybe shouldn't have been there in the first place. If there's a mistake, just read the email, go back in, fix it. When you're approved, you will also get an email and a notification through the system and instructions on how to pay for your new card and how to go make an appointment to go down to the prefecture, meet with someone to pick up your card. It's a simple sit-down process. It just takes a moment. You got to prove who you are, they hand you your card, you walk out. If it's been 4 months or more since you submitted your renewal and you haven't received a reply, you should have heard something by now. It's time to contact the OFI office, contact the officials, wherever you're registered and your visa is being processed. It's a last resort. You may need to reach out to a legal resource or an attorney to try to help you kind of kick this one down the road. Sometimes files do get stuck. It can take a gentle reminder or maybe a little bit of pressure to help unstick it and get it moving again. So do keep that in mind. 4 months is too long. The overall renewal process is really fairly straightforward. It's something you've probably never done before, but it's not something to stress about. It's easier than the initial visa process, and since you've already come back into this ONF portal to validate your visa, the website will be familiar and it's fairly simple to upload the documents. Do take your time. Review the documents at the end. Don't be afraid to take a break, save it, exit, come back later to review it again, make sure everything's correct. You can do this, and if this video, it didn't address your specific question or your concerns you have about your unique situation, do take a look at our website, baguettebound.com, and look for ways that we can help you. All right, thanks. We'll see you soon. A biento.